My name is Chris Marley with Fast Track Race Videos. We're here today at Unity Raceway to remember a young man who had a passion for motorsports and raced for many years here at this racetrack before losing his life in a tragic crash in 2002 at the age of 39. But we're not here today to mourn the passing of Alan Fletcher, but to remember and to celebrate his life. Over the next several minutes, we're going to be looking at Alan's life through the eyes of fellow drivers and family members who knew Alan as a competitor, as a friend, as a brother, as a father, and as a son. So we invite you to sit back and enjoy the Alan Fletcher New England Mini Stock 50 Memorial Race. We're here with Brent Fletcher, Alan's brother. Brent, thank you for taking just a few minutes with us. Brent, tell us what it means for you and your family to have this memorial race taking place here today to celebrate and honor your brother Alan.
Well, it means a lot to the family to keep Alan's memory alive. It's been 9 years. We miss him tremendously, and this kind of brings him back into our life.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Now, you worked as Alan's crew chief. You guys built cars together. Now, we're talking about a guy that was known as the instigator, okay?
Yeah.
And I got to know, did that come out in the pits as well, or was he all business here?
He was pretty much all business, but he liked to play practical jokes. It was an instigator in a good type of way. Like the time that he went over to Dougie Day's car and acted like he was letting air of the tire, and he actually wasn't, and Dougie crashed that night. And, it was just a good joke, and they were really good friends, and Alan just liked to have a good time.
Yeah, we've heard that, being an instigator, but in a good way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him right to death.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you came back into the racing scene 3 years ago as a driver from a crew chief, okay? And we understand that today is your last day of racing. Could you just take us through the transition from a crew chief to a driver to retiring?
Well, the transition over to a driver, it was hard. The first time I got into a car, because I went away from racing for 5 years. And one day I was talking to Wally and Frank, and I said, I really want to go out and I want to win a race for Alan. Nobody did that for him. And the whole plan was to build a car, put it together. I was going to drive it, see what I could do. And first year we didn't do too well, but the second year we went out and we won 2 in a row back to back. And that first win was it was unbelievable feeling. Anybody that's driven a race car or won a race knows that feeling, and it was a hard transition, especially without him there. Well, we worked together and we got along so well on the cars, and I'm just getting out of the racing scene. My friend Mike Hopkins is going on to the Pass Tour next year, and Willie Wilcox is his crew chief, and I just want to go back into working on the cars, helping them out, and spend a little bit more time with the family.
Well, great. Well, Brent, again, thank you, and we wish you luck out there today. It would be really fitting if you could bring that number 23 car into the front today.
I'm going to try, but we really don't have the fastest car here today, but we're just going to go out and have a good time and try to bring her home in one piece and regroup.
We'll see how she goes. Okay, well, thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
We've caught up with Jason Dorr here in the pits. Jason, thank you for taking a minute with us. We understand you raced for quite some time with Alan. Share with us what it was like racing with Alan on the track.
To sum it up all in one word about Alan, was competitive. He was a man that loved race cars, and he loved to drive race cars. And in the pit, he was your best friend, but on the racetrack, he had no friends. He had a very competitive side to him when it came to racing, and a lot of guys respected that. That's all I can really sum up is competitive.
Yep, yeah, we've heard that everywhere we've gone today, that he was very competitive on the track. What is one of the fondest memories you have of Alan, or maybe a story that you'd like to share with us?
Well, about 10 years ago, back when he was running mini stocks with me at Speedway 95, him and I were racing for third place, and we come out of turn 2 to come down the backstretch, and a car had spun out in front of us, and the car was right in the middle of the racetrack, so I went low and he went high. Well, when he went high, he lost control when he got up into the tire pile, and he actually climbed to the top of the tire pile in the backstretch and rolled the whole length of the backstretch on top of the tire pile, came down off the tires back into turn 3, and was still ahead of me. I was just like in sudden awe. I just stood there, I just sat there and watched it. I just watched him ride the whole top of that tire pile, and that was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my time that I've been racing.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee it's probably something you won't see again.
Oh yeah, definitely not. You'll never see that again. The man came right back on the racetrack, and he was still ahead of me.
Well, that's good. Well, Jason, thanks for taking a few minutes, and good luck. Are you all set out there?
Yeah. We got a pretty decent car. It's not as good as we'd like to have it, but we keep working on it. We busted our butt on this all weekend, so. And I'd just like to give a shout out to Wally and all you folks for putting this on. Alan was a good friend to all of us. And anybody that was a race car driver knew Alan, and they all loved Alan. So I just want to thank everybody for helping us put this on. Appreciate it.
Well, again, thank you. We've caught up with Fred Ashmore here in the pits. Fred, thank you for taking just a couple of minutes with us. Fred, I understand that you raced with Alan. What was it like to race with him? What was he like as a driver on the track?
Well, the thing with Alan's, you always knew that you were going to get a race every single lap. He showed up, and even if he didn't have the best car, you always knew that you had to race him hard and you had to get by him. He was always formidable on the track, good guy in the pits, typical hard-nosed racer, and a good guy all in general. If he had something he needed, he was there, and just somebody looked for in the pits. You knew if he was there that you were going to have some racing to do.
Yeah, we've heard that. Just tell us what maybe one of your fondest memories of Alan is.
One of my fondest memories of Alan, we're racing for a points championship a while back, and I don't think either one of him or I were really in the hunt. And he always raced a Pinto and had the back bumper cut on it. And he got down on the inside of me and took my left front tire off, and I wound up finishing the race right on his back bumper with only 3 wheels on the vehicle. And I think he got 4th and I got 5th. He got the better of me, but after that I made some changes to my car based on the damage that was done to it that actually made the car better. So it was a pretty good race. We both finished in the top 5, and for the longest time, I'll always remember that tire coming off and racing a 25-lap race on 3 wheels. So it was a pretty good race with him, one that always sticks in my head.
I'm sure it does. Tell us, is there anything about Alan that maybe the average person wouldn't know?
Probably, he was very quiet. He was in the pits. He never really said, if he had something to say, he'd say it. But you never heard a lot of complaining. He was a very straight-up guy. He didn't complain about your car. He was about beating you on the racetrack. A lot of the guys miss that and don't realize there's a lot of people here that hide behind the scenes and get upset about people's cars. But Alan was always one of those guys that he wanted to beat the best cars all the time. So if he had something to help you out, he wanted you out there and basically wanted to give you a good race. Strangely enough, I've looked at a lot of people here and I've talked to him, and one thing probably most people don't know is I think I'm the only one in the race that's actually raced with Alan. Actually, in the mini series, there's some late model drivers here, but I think I'm the only one that's actually in the memorial race that raced against Alan competitively for a number of years. Yep.
Well, great. Well, we thank you, Fred, for taking a few minutes to share that with us. You ready for today?
Well, I stayed up pretty late last night trying to get this thing straightened out, and the Audette boy's pretty fast. Timmy Robbins' 23 car, he's pretty fast. There's some cars here that have got to be caught up, but the deal is everything changes today. Everybody went home and put on their best sneakers and their best smile to see if they can get the job done, and hopefully I've done enough.
Okay, well, again, Fred, thanks. Good luck out there today.
No problem. Thank you.
We're here with Zach Audette, who just won the Alan Fletcher Memorial Mini Stock 50. Zach, it was looked to me like it was kind of a rough day out there, but you got some nice hardware packed here in the back of the car that you didn't want to dig out because it went in there hard. So, and you walked away with a $1,000 purse. Take us through that.
Well, we had a lot of cautions, a lot of restarts. The guy that got second, he was really stout on the outside and just prayed and it come out like this. We had to change a motor last night and just turned out to be a good weekend.
So even despite the adversities, you came out on top. Well, we want to congratulate you for that. Also congratulate you on the award, Mainly Motorsports Award for September, Driver of the Month. So congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm here with Wally Gibbons, who is the promoter of the Alan Fletcher Memorial Race. Wally, thank you for taking just a few minutes with us. Wally, can you tell us what it means to you to have brought forth this memorial race for Alan, who you knew as a racer but also as a personal friend?
Starting this morning, this is one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Alan was preparing for his first long john in 2002 when he had an accident in turn 3, which he later died from. But to be able to come to Unity Raceway and meet the fans, the drivers, today was just the best day of my life. We made a dream come true to all the Fletcher family. Alan and mine was able to come out here and race in this race today with us. And it was a New England mini stock Alan Fletcher 50, and it was one of the best mini stock races I hope today that we'll ever have. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I would have to second that. It was an absolutely fantastic race. Wally, you built a race car that was out there today, the number 3, that's exactly like the Pinto that Alan raced here several years ago. Can you tell me what it is that you were hoping to achieve in building that car, and if you've reached that goal?
Well, back 5 years ago, I had a chance to buy a Pinto that was the same year of Alan's, and it had a lot of work, but it had a 2000 motor, and that's what Alan always raced. So I always decided to build a Pinto to remember Alan as, and the car turned out a lot better than I had figured. So it took us almost 5 years to put the car together. We had it numbered by the same gentleman that always numbered Frank's car, and we had the pleasure today to bring it over to Unity Raceway and have it driven today to honor Alan in this race right here. So Alan made his first Long John 100 appearance today in the Alan Fletcher Mini 50.
Yeah, great. Now, Wally, I noticed that the Dale Earnhardt number 3 car was here today, and I understand that Alan was nicknamed the Instigator. Now, one would think there must be some sort of coincidence here.
Dale Earnhardt was named the Instigator, the Intimidator, and Alan Fletcher was named the Instigator. Well, Alan was a big fan of Dale Earnhardt, so Alan's driving style was just identical to Dale Earnhardt's. He was the nicest guy off the track, but when you got him on the racetrack, he's bumped me out of the way before, and we worked on our cars together. He was really a racer when it came to racing. So to have the privilege of having his race car out here today, exactly like Alan's race car, was a dream come true to me today. So, and to have Alan's brother Brent drive that race car was totally awesome.
Yeah, it certainly was a big crowd here today. Good turnout of cars, Wally, so it certainly was a great race. Now, Wally, I know you've been doing these memorial races for the past couple of years, and it takes a lot of people behind the scenes to make this thing happen. Who would you like to thank this year?
Well, I'd like to thank John Linehan of the Good News Center. He helped me so much in this race. Reese Across America, a good friend of ours. The U.S. Army was here today. Banners and signs broadcast this race live on the internet today to Afghan and Iraq, to our service troops out of there. Jeff Taylor at Distance Racing Products was unbelievable in his help. CMT, where Alan used to work, RM Flag, Frank Oaks Lettering, Sears Bus, Door Racing, Bud and Ray's Auto Body with Gary Smith. What more could you ask for? Sean Moody, who ran for governor a couple of years, they came on to help us sponsor. Heights Chevrolet, Heath Firewood, Old Town Taxi drove all the way over here to make a wish for a child came through. Jerry Charles and Son, a racer here for Unity at Raceway. They even came on board for the race. What more could anybody ask for, what these guys did today? I want to thank them all very much.
Well, thank you. And I know that without you, Wally, being involved in this thing as the front man, none of this would come together. So we want to personally thank you for your contribution here at the raceways across the state.
I've also got to thank two people that were very, very important with this. As you know, it takes a lot of publicity stuff. Steve Perry at Mainly Motorsports has been a true trooper. He has helped us so much at this race. I want to thank him very much. And Chris Marley of Fast Track Race Videos has been with us for the last 4 months promoting this race. Without them, this race would never have happened. We have helped a lot of people out today. I just want to thank everybody at Unity Raceway, everybody, for helping us very much. I'm going to shake Chris Marley's hand right now, but for everybody that's watching, everybody that helped with this race, thank you very much. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Wally.